Again, a very interesting area to reflect on: differentiating customers. All customers are not equal. They are equal in the sense that the respect we should give to them, yes, everyone should be given respect, but in terms of uh, what they need and what they require and what you want to offer, and then based on your own profit and loss and how you're going to do your own business in that sense, you would always find that some customers are worth more than others because of repeat, they are doing repeat business, or they are uh, buying a lot, or they are getting a lot of services from you, or whatever. So for those reasons you would want to reflect, but I'm just being uh, simple here. If you have not seen the earlier recordings before this chapter, please watch all the recordings, because I have mentioned many times what is the reason why the customers are not equal and so on. So watch the recordings in the same sequence: chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, and also read the book in the same sequence as it is written. I think it will be easier for you to uh, you will benefit more from the book if you follow the same numbering of the chapters and so on. Better and better quality, lower and lower cost, that is what you are trying to do. Customer wants to have best and best and best of quality they can get from the least amount of money they will have to spend. So that is the underline. And who said this? This is said by Deming. Who was Deming? One of the pioneers in quality management. You should read about. He just run a Google search on his name, read all the things which he has written and published to understand what is quality and so on. Customers are different in two principal ways. What are those two different ways? Different customers have different values to the enterprise, and different customers have different needs from the enterprise. So as you walk in some enterprise, you walk in with some values. You are sitting in this session, you have some values already based on your brought up, based on your environment, based on your you view the things, you have the value system. Same I also have some values. So all of us have different values uh, from the system where we are engaging, and then all of us have different needs from this experience. All of you have different needs, different ways of understanding how you understand new concepts. Some people understand by reading, other people understand by if some videos are shown on the topic, some other people understand by when some examples are given, when some personal example are given, when some examples are given which they can relate with. So needs are different for the experience. So this is a service which I am giving to you through University of the West Indies, and there are different needs which all of you have. Although all of you are in the same cohort, you are doing the same course, but all of you don't have the same needs. Maybe there is one or two who really wants to go deep in quality service management. For rest of the people, it is just about getting a good grade, how I should study so I can get good midterm exam score. How what about the final exam? For most of the people, not just you, generally speaking, that is how the classes are. So that shows us that the needs are different for different people. Their goals, objectives are different, so their values are different. Same is when you walk in any business place, your needs are different. Just like I gave you example of a toy. Check the recording of last chapter, please, chapter number 4. I gave you example that the two friends or two brothers are going to buy same toy, but how they are going to engage with that toy is going to be different. Why is that different? Because their needs are different, their values, their principles, how they're going to consume that fun time, but that product, how they're going to consume that product, though it's different, coming from different values, different needs. So that is why it is very important to Identify customers, as we discussed in the last chapter. And when you are identifying customers, it is not just their demographic identification, it is the identification of their values, it is the identification of their needs. The better you understand those needs and then you fulfill them also, the more the loyalty the customer is going to show you, generally speaking, if all other things are equal. So it is, understanding the needs is just maybe half of the game. Then you need to fulfill those needs. Also remember that if you understand the customer need and customer knows that you understand them, and after that understanding you don't fulfill that need, then it can backfire also, because now the customer knows that you understood my needs, still you did not fulfill them. So then what is the point of understanding the needs if you are not going to fulfill them? Your desires, your, all of those type of things. Yeah. So think about the examples from your own life, and so on, and reflect on this picture based on that. Values, behavior, needs to behavior to values, all of this. Think about that. In effect, an enterprise financial objectives will respect to any single customer will be defined by the value the customer is currently creating for the enterprise. Currently creating. What are they giving now? Actual value. That is what it is called. The currently creating value the customer is currently creating is actual value, as well as the potential value the customer could create for the enterprise if the firm could present the exact right offering at the right time as needed by the customer, and thus change the customer's behavior in a way that works for both the customer and the enterprise. And if you don't understand this concept, please go back to chapter number 4 and pay attention to all the discussion on high-low grocery market. I have given an example that this is what it is. Uh, Actual value of would be the customer walking in and buying the fruits which the customer is going to buy anyway. Potential value was never analyzed or no work was done on that. As a matter of fact, the customer experience brought down the potential value instead of bringing it up. This is what it is. So read this together with the example given in chapter number 4. Those of you who missed chapter number 4 can look at the recording, please. Again, then the things are very much similar to the things which have been said in the previous chapters, because think about the chapter differentiating customers. Some customers are worth more than others, and you would recall that from the chapter 1 this is something which was coming again and again and again in various discussions that you, and also I remember some people in the session also gave examples of that. Less than half of all firms are able to measure customer lifetime value. This is something to reflect on. Less than half of all firms. So it is hard to calculate or measure, thereby essentially closing off the ability to make optimum strategic decisions. Yeah. So if you don't understand the customer, don't understand their values, uh, are unable to give him not just what he came for you, for example in your grocery shop, but also make link selling based on looking at their past purchases or some other thing, or making shopping easier for them in the next trip, or offering them some type of incentive which they would like. If you are not doing that, then less than half of all firms are able to measure customer lifetime value. It is hard, it is not easy to calculate it. although companies have statistical models and all those things, they have them and they capture the data, still it is very difficult, because lifetime value depends on many decisions which a customer is going to take in their own time. A customer is going to decide, for example, if the customer is going to get married or not get married, stay single. If the customer gets married, different choice, different things they will need from your groceries place. If they remain single, it's different needs. You can't dictate these things to the customer, apparently. Yeah. Uh, how many children they are going to have, can't dictate those things. Either they're going to have a boy or girl, or they might have triplets. You don't know that. The lifetime value is quite hard to calculate, because there are so many. We don't know ourselves what our, I am here, yes, with you guys, I am talking. What will happen in next moment? No one knows, really. Life is just like that. Yeah. To think about customer valuation, therefore, we need to use two different but related concepts: actual value and potential value. And it was explained earlier here. Yeah. I hope you made the note. Where was it? Actual and potential, this section. Yeah. Think about that. You can know the actual because the customer has made the purchase or something, or showed intention. Potential is something which is the customer value given what we currently know or predict about the customer's future behavior. But the potential is what the customer value as an asset to the enterprise could present if, through some conscious strategy on our part, we could change the customer's future behavior in some way. There are big ifs in there. And then your own, your how far you want to really go with that customer. Customer lifetime value, LTV. Defined precisely, a customer's LTV is the net present value of the expected future stream of financial contributions from the customers. In simple words, how much business the customer is going to do with you. Just 42% of companies are able to measure customer lifetime value. Just 42%. So majority of the companies are not able to do that. How you are going to give good quality service to the customers if you don't know what is the value? And especially when all customers are not equal, you need to know uh, what is the worth of this client. And it is possible that the customer right now is not of much worth to you, but in the long run, maybe the customer is going to become high valued client for you. Maybe the customer is a student and they are just in school and they have account in your bank or something like that. They don't have much money right now, but they might be very smart and intelligent and scholarship holders and stuff like that, and they might get scholarships, go to top international universities, study well, get great jobs, earn a lot of money. But the way you treated that customer when they were a student, you treated them in a nice way, and now they want to do business with you because they remember that it was a good experience. So then, if this example is correct, I'm just making up example, and of course this is a draft example. You need to fill in the blanks here and there and make it better. I'm just sharing a rough example with you guys. Yeah. So don't you think the banks are better off if they can know more about students, like in terms of what is their GPA score and how they are doing and what is their performance level, how smart they are? Because the students who are smart, they maybe are going to get good jobs and good salary and so on, and maybe, yeah. Yeah. Or although in the real world it's not necessarily it is going to happen, because it is one thing to be book smart and another thing to be street smart also. So there are so many variables, and just from this example you can understand that how difficult it can be to measure customers lifetime value. Yeah, and that is why 42% of companies only are maybe able to. Yeah. It should be noted that a vigorous body of research and literature is emerging in this important field, and the notes in this book should be supplemented with a review of the latest findings. Yeah. So a lot of notes they have made, linking with a lot of interesting readings. It starts from here. These are the readings, references. Yeah, all of these. So of course you are not going to read all of them, but scan through them and see which ones you like, and maybe read them, and maybe at least know about a couple of authors. Find the author which you like. See, it's a long list of supplementary readings. Yeah, so you can maybe scan through these and maybe read 3 4 uh, uh, in your own time and see, learn more about this concept and so on. The sampling cannot serve as an exhaustive review of this important body of literature. This list serves as an introduction and basis for understanding and evaluating the ongoing work by others. But I don't think you would have time to read these type of readings, so that's okay. But at least scan through these things. Just just look at for Journal of Service Research, Journal of Marketing, Harvard Business Review, Academy of Marketing Research Review. So you know what type of publication journals do these type of publications, and maybe one day you go on UV databases and look for these journals and see what type of new information they are publishing. Like in the last publication of let's say Academy of Market Science Review, what did they publish, if they are still publishing? I'm not aware. But Harvard Business Review, of course, they publish. So you can go on there and see what are the things they are publishing. They might not be, of course, on service, but you get an idea and see what is happening. So I think that is what you should do. A customer who has generated $1,000 for of profit each month for the last 2 years will continue to generate that profit level for some period of time in the future, even though we simultaneously acknowledge that any number of forces can appear that will change this simple trend at any moment. Researchers are hard at work looking for more accurate ways to predict a customer future value. So what they are trying to say is that if some customer is getting 1,000 profit each month for the last 2 years, still we cannot know what is going to happen in the future, and that is why more accurate ways to predict a customer's future value. People are working on that, and no matter how they use statistical software, they do predictive analytics. Yeah, you are predicting some future happening which is going to happen. And still it's not 100%. As a matter of fact, uh, it is kind of hard for to know about every individual customer. Yes, you can maybe know about people coming from a certain class or something, a rough idea or something, but it is quite hard. LTV is a quantity that no enterprise can ever calculate. Lifetime value, LTV, no matter how sophisticated its predictive analytics program and statistic models are. So the book is recognizing those things, but uh, this does not mean that the company should not put efforts in trying to understand the customer needs and go deep. Yeah, you might not understand the customer fully, does not mean that you should not try to understand. You should still try to understand what is happening, but then you should also know that you will never be able to really able to predict the future outcome. but that means you won't be 100% successful, but many times you might be successful also. So that is okay. That is okay. Many examples they have given. Read the examples in your own time, please. Airline examples, for example. Yeah, airline, frequent flyer programs, how they pitch them, uh, what are the positives, what are the negatives, most valuable customers, who are those, companies would like to know, because they want to give them maybe superior type of service, unrealized potential value. I did not use the term, but you can look at the recording of last chapter, chapter number 4. When a customer comes in your grocery store and you have not collected the data points for the customer, then you could not make any pitch to them because you don't understand customer, that particular customer. But if you had spent time in understanding that customer, then you could link sell many other things or build the relationship with that customer. So that customer might have potential value of, maybe they bought something, some fruits from you for 6,000. They might be able to do some other business with you also. Maybe they were able to spend 10,000 on that visit, but because you did not have data and all of those things, you could not really realize the uh, real potential value. So uh, to realize the potential value, it is not really possible to, without understanding or without identifying customer, their needs, their wants, why they are buying the product, how they are going to consume it. That toy example I gave you in the last chapter, uh, where two children are playing with the same toy and different needs, same thing is for other products and services we me and you buy. uh, Me and you might buy the same product for different reason. Me and you might want to experience same service, but for different reasons. Yeah. uh, so it's data calculation, data collection. For data collection, winning the trust of the customer so they give you the correct data, then looking at the data and then making some value proposition to that specific customer, so that that customer can do more business with you. And even if they are not doing more business, you are doing something to satisfy that customer in uh, in some in some way. Yeah, interesting. I will give you some more examples also shortly at the end of the chapter. Assessing a customer's potential value. All the questions which are raised in this section are important. Just going to talk about one maybe. How much more of a customer's business could you capture if you modify your treatment of him? If you improve his experience with you? Assessing a customer's potential value. Think about some example to satisfy that. Let me give you some new example, or you can share some example. How much more of a customer's business could you capture if you modify your treatment of him? Modification of treatment. How you can do something differently if you improve this, if you improve this experience with you. What can be some of the example of modification of treatment? The examples I gave you in the earlier chapters, even chapter 1, 2, 3, they are also relevant, but Let's not repeat the same examples. We can think about other things. For example, flower shop. Yeah, flower shop. I go there to buy flower for you because it is your birthday today. Yeah. And of course they put the cheat on this. Okay, name, they put your address. It is coming from me. Of course I am going to pay, so my information they have. They will take it on some form or something. And when and they have done the business. The business transaction is complete. I went to the shop, I bought the flowers, they give me a good price, they put it in a good arrangement, they take your address, everything. I told them the time, they say all right, everything, and it reach you on time and the business is complete. But the question is, how much more of a customer business could you capture if you modify your treatment of him? What modification can happen? Many modification can happen on the same time. Yeah, you can think on your own now on this, but it can be, we were talking about lifetime value, LTV. Yeah, you saw LTV a while ago, lifetime value, and we were saying it is hard to assess lifetime value. So what about this, that the company puts this information in the record that today is 12th of June and today is someone's birthday, whose birthday it is. Yet they put their name. Who is giving the gift? They put my name. And this goes in their record. Next year, your birthday is also going to come because it is going to come every year now. And they have this information, 12th of June. Yeah. So they can call me couple of days before and they say, all right, how are you doing? You came last year. Your friend's birthday is coming. Your friend's birthday is coming. Here are the pictures of the flowers which we have. And this is what you sent last year. And this is, we said that we showed you white flowers and you said, no, not white flowers. I'm in a romantic mood, so I want to send red flowers. And these are the new red flowers which are here. So you can send that, or any other flower. Yellow flowers are here, or whatever. Yeah. And then they can say, all right, you are ready to, if you want, we can send it on the same date. And you don't have to come to our shop. We will just bill you. We have your information, credit card information also. You can just buy transfer. Or if you don't have a card or you don't want to use card, our person will come to you and they will collect the money. You tell us when do you want us to collect the money. We will deliver the flowers anyways. Next week, anytime, you can tell us and we will come and collect the money. Or you can, if you don't, if the customers are not reliable in your market, you can say that, okay, we will first my rider is going to come to you, is going to collect the money and show you the flowers, and if you approve, those flowers will go to the whoever you want to send. So this next year and every year you can do that every year. What is the problem in this? As a matter of fact, you can ask other questions, like other important events, like what are you give us the list of the people who you would want to send flowers or something like that, or any other thing. You can link sell now. Do you also want to sell a cake? We will get the cake from the market for you. Our person will go to the shop, they will take the pictures, WhatsApp you, you look at the pictures, we'll tell you the price, you decide, we will send it to the person also, and you just pay us. This is our fee. You don't have to come out of your house, just stay where you are. What is hard in this? Is it something which no business is doing? Businesses are doing. Florist shops are doing such a phenomenal work. International markets, I have experienced it myself. In Jamaica also, you don't have to go anywhere. I think it is online or something, they deliver. Even overseas market, some friends in USA, they made some calls, and in our house the flowers reached for special occasions. How they are doing it? Yeah, just like that. Yeah, but you can add and add to this, and so you are modifying treatment. Yeah, and there are other examples you can think about, please, in your own time. And all these questions I just spoke about, this one I have made the note, all questions are important to look for you. Yeah, for you. So look at all these questions, think about examples, reflect on them, read the examples given in the chapter. For everything, they are, this book is written very nicely, they are giving examples as they are explaining anything. So it is not a hard to read. It is just that you need to find some time and dedication that you sit down and read. So that is the main, I think, thing. Pareto principle: 80% of any enterprise business comes from just 20% of its customer. So this you can now think about, that all customers are not equal. Some customers are going to give you higher business. So that is generally less amount. It does not specifically mean that 80% of business is going to come from 20%. It is not just like that. What Pareto principle is that majority of your business is going to come from less customers, because they are your repeat customers, or they buy more, or whatever. This is what it means. But in many times it is 80-20, close to that. But it can be the case that 80% of your business comes from 40% of your customers. That can happen also. But essentially understand this in the way that majority of your business is going to come from a few customers. So you want to know which customers are those, so you can please them more, and help them understand more. And in the next sections, this is what they explain using some examples. They made some chart also. Yeah, read the example in detail. It's quite interesting to look at. Here is one more. Is one more very nice chart. Customer value matrix. What is the value of the customer? So it is x-axis actual value, what they are buying, and then unrealized potential value is on the y-axis. So for example, look at this, most valuable customers. Who are the most valuable customers? Who are actually in reality right now giving you a lot of value. They are high here, and their unrealized potential is low. You have realized their potential. So these are your most valuable customers. On the other hand, which customers are most growable customers? Most growable customers are those where right now in actual value they are not giving you much value. On x-axis it is low, but their unrealized potential is high, because you have not like really studied them, or you are not engaging them in the right way. So this segment is your most growable customer. uh, you can also reflect on the same pictures from your competitives point of view. So what is most growable customer for you, for your competition? This section might be most valuable customer for them, and same for you. The customers which are most valuable customers for you, they are giving you high actual value, and there is not much unrealized potential value. They are most valuable customers for you. They might be most growable customers for your competition. Yeah, this goes hand in hand. So play with this diagram and think about low maintenance and super growth customers also. Uh, they have defined here very nicely with the headings, which one would be the low maintenance customer, which one would be super growth customers. They have given example, business to business, and so on. below zero, this is interesting concept. Below zero, below zero would be some customers which are not giving you any value. You are not making anything from them. These are type of customers who maybe are getting service from you, any service, and they have not paid for the last 2 3 months, and you would go to their home and collect money, something like that, and then they change their home. So now they have changed their home and they owe you 2 3 months or more, and you don't know where they are gone, because maybe you are collecting your service charges from their home. So what to do? They are below zero. You did not make anything. It is not that you made little money. It's like you are losing, yeah, on that. But you are losing your revenue from that, but still it is a cost for you because you did give them some type of service. So who is compensating for that cost? Your actual customers who are coming to your shop are compensating for that cost, because if you would not have spent money on these customers who are going to give you below zero, if you would not have spent your resources, your money on them, then you could use those same resources in satisfying your other customers who are going to give you some value. So I think this is how you should reflect on this. Anyways, the examples are there. Please read them. Very interesting concepts are given. Try to link it with the today's discussion and the discussion coming from previous, like referral, customer referral value, customer spending values. Look into the definitions and try to see what is happening. Okay. All right, let's go through that. Seems like an interesting example. A highly successful online banking service in UK, for instance, had a reputation for extremely good customer service. By its own analysis, this bank had customer satisfaction levels and willingness to recommend levels far above its nearest brick and mortar banking competitors. Moreover, the bank had grown substantially in the past through customer recommendations, citing market and opinion research. International, the firm's own website claimed it was the UK's most recommended bank. So the bank was doing fine. It has good recall value from the customers. They were doing very well. Most recommended bank, like the customers would like to recommend this bank without the bank asking the customers to uh, really give a good word of mouth. This was the situation. But see how that situation changed by some experience. So please pay attention to this. I'm going to read it. You should also read this section. However, after a few years in business, it had apparently begun to wear out its welcome among many of its most loyal customers. Most loyal customers stopped to give that word of mouth. And why? What happened? One customer, for instance, reported to the authors that while he used to recommend the bank to his friends regularly, he had stopped doing so. Why he stopped? Because lately the bank had been sending him repeated irrelevant solicitations by mail. So that kind of pissed off a good customer, a loyal customer. Yeah, very interesting example. A 12-year customer of the bank, he never borrows, but he and his wife now get about one solicitation a week for mortgages or loans. So the customer is saying, I still bank there. It is a good bank, but I used to recommend this bank all the time to friends and others. I just thought I was doing a good turn for my friends by recommending it to them. But now they are more like all the other banks out there, just trying to hustle me for more business. So see how a good bank, because they did not really identify the real needs or what the customer wants from their bank, some mistake, did not identify the customer, they started sending them the mails and stuff like that, and that made the customer think that, oh, they are just like any other marketing like campaign, like they don't really understand me and I'm saying good things for the customer. Yeah, very interesting, real example. Yeah, so it is a real example, real experience, right? So I have not recommended them recently to anyone. That is one part. Next part is even more like horrifying what really happens after that. Also, I know several other customers who feel the same way. The bank is doing it with multiple customers. This now next part is even more dangerous, and this may be one reason why this bank now pays its customer 25 pounds for each new customer recommended by it. Yeah, so first customers were willingly, from intrinsic motivation, they were recommending the bank, telling their friend it's a good bank, do business. Then the bank start doing something like sending them mails and stuff which is not really required without understanding the customer. That pisses off the customer, and the customer stop telling the friends which the customer was telling before, and giving more business to the bank, and the business was growing. If you look at the top section, a highly successful online banking service. So they were successful. It is not that they were not doing well. They were doing well, but they tried to do something else here. And then what happens now? They are seeing clearly that at the rate at which they are getting new customers is gone down. So they decided to start giving 25 pounds to each customer. So something which was happening free of cost, if I can say that. Of course, there is a cost for anything, everything. There is nothing like free of cost. But before, they did not have to pay this 25 pounds every customer for the clients and so on. So now they are, very interesting example. Put another way, the bank's current lower customer experience levels required it to pay a fee for recommendations it formerly got for free. What a beautiful example this is. Yeah? Quality service management. Please reflect on this. Please reflect on all of this. Why this happened? Why bank made this blunder? There are side notes on this. Read about those. Do some investigation on this. Learn more about similar type of mistakes. Try to find why these type of companies make these type of mistakes. Why this happened? Yeah. Please. Is it fair to fire unprofitable customers? We just spoke about like zero value customer, something like that. So is it okay that the people, the customers from which you are not making any profit, they are just cost for you? Is it okay to, is it fair to let them go, unprofitable customers? What do you think about that? Yeah, any thoughts, any comments? Is it fair to fire unprofitable customers? And then now you would have to think that, how do you know someone who is unprofitable now might not be unprofitable in the future? We don't know that for certainty, but we can make some prediction. It's a very good question to think about. Please read this section and think about it, and then make your own opinion on that based on if how would you want to uh, want to do things. Nothing about customer differentiation means treating anybody badly ever. Yeah, so it is not about, I think I made this comment earlier in the last chapter. It's not about treating anyone badly, it is just treating them uh, differently. Very nice examples are given. I'm not going to spend time in those examples. I gave you that flower example, and I might give you a couple of more examples also before I close this chapter. Okay, this looks very interesting example. Managing the mix of customers. You will have different type of customers. Let's spend some time on this picture. Please pay attention to this picture. Yeah. A lot of curves are there, but don't get confused. It is a very simple picture to understand. So this is x-axis, customer actual value, what the customers are giving you, and the number of customers is on y. So just look at curve 1, this one, curve 1, this one. Just look at 1, don't look at anything else. Okay, so if you look at curve 1, you are seeing this is where is the top, and this top can go to this top, which is curve 2. So curve 1 can go to curve 2. How it will go? Growth by increasing number of customers. If on the same curve, which is curve 1, if you can increase the number of customers by various strategies, for example, maybe understanding their needs, maybe for example, through referrals. We looked at one example just a while ago, referrals, how customers were giving referrals for the bank, but then they stopped. Anything you want to do, so it can go from 1 to 2 if you grow by increasing number of customers. That is 1. What is number 2? Number 2 would be shift of 1 to 3. Look at the curve 3. It is here. Yeah, what is happening in that? So it is shifting from 1 is, this is the top, for 3 it is the top. So how will this shift will happen? This shift will happen with growth by increasing value of customers. Because look at this, this is the value, this is the zero, this is the $0. Before zero, you are not, these are BZs, where you are not making any value from these. Yeah, so look at how the number of BZ change for when the curve is 1 and when the curve is 3. For 3, of course, it is less BZ now. And look at this, it is more MVC for 3 than compared to curve 1. And what is MVC? Valued client, where you are making money. So in other words, the diagram says many things. For example, it is saying that majority is going to fall under here, under these long lines on x-axis, and then there will be some customers here who are not going to be worth it for you, and then there will be some customers here who are doing a good, you are generating good money from them. Look at this, this is the x-axis is the dollar value also. Yeah, so here you are making the money here. Yeah, so growth by increasing value of customers. You jump from 1 to 3. And how do you grow by increasing value of customers? I gave you example of which example I gave you? Flower example I gave you. So what is that? That is increasing value of customer. You are realizing, you are trying to work on unrealized potential of the customer, which if the customer, you can talk with the customer and the customer will buy next year also. And you don't have to wait for next year. Even in the first encounter, you could do many things to increase the business. But then again, needs to be done very carefully, because you want to seem genuine also. You are offering your service because you want to offer it, because you want to want customer to experience good service from you. So it should not be apparent that you are doing it just to increase your value from customer or increase your number of customers. If it becomes obvious, then of course the customer is not happy about it. He feels that it's not a genuine relationship. Just like many companies are doing corporate social responsibility in Jamaica. And I remember from our discussion in earlier courses before COVID, and whenever I would bring this topic, many participants in the session, not you guys, but like weekend school and full-time regular school, they would say that they don't think that they are fulfilling corporate social responsibility because they really care about CSR. They are doing it to, maybe it's a legal requirement or they want to look good. That is why they are doing it. I don't know. We don't know for sure that why they are doing it, but it's the perception. The perception is that the companies, these big companies, are just, it's a photo. It is a photo opportunity for them, and they just take pictures and publish it in the news. Yeah. But anyways, coming back to this is what it is. X-axis the value, y-axis number of customers. You can either jump from 1 to 2. So you will increase your number of customers. By increasing your number of customers, you will make more money. But if you jump from 1 to 3, you are also increasing the customer and you are also increasing the value. So you are making more money. You are making money here on 3. And on 3, you also have more MBCs, which is your valued clients, high money coming from these type of people. So you have increased that also. Yeah. So in this, the reason I spoke about this is not necessarily to explain managing the mix of customers. What I really want you to reflect on is this question, which I asked you guys a while ago, and the question was, um, is it fair to fire unprofitable customers? This is the question. Is it fair to fire unprofitable customers? What do you think? The people who are not making you money, and who are those? They are BZs. Yeah. So in this diagram, where are BZs, and should we fire them? Okay, these are BZs. These are the ones which are not making you money, and you are spending on them anyways because you are giving them service. If you move from 1 to 3 curve by growing, by increasing value of your customer, you will decrease the number of BZs here. It will come from here, which is 1, to here, which is 3. You will do that, but still it is a lot of, yeah, it is spending for you. So the question is that, would you want to eliminate this? Guys, please wake up. Come on. Yeah. Would you want to take these out? If yes, what should be the strategy to take them out? If no, why you don't want to take them out? What is going on here? Yeah. No, Prince is saying no, you don't want to take them out, but they are cost for your business. You are spending money on these people.
I think no, sir, because they may also be a liability. If you do something that make them move away from your business and don't do it correctly, they'll also be persons who will be spreading negative things about your company, and then you lose possibly all of the other valuable customers.
Interesting. So in other words, they can blackmail you, so you don't want get blackmailed. That is what you are saying. Okay. Maybe you can sell them less services because you know these are busy, so you keep them as customer, but you, when they ask for service, you say they ask for two, you give them one. You say, okay, we just have one right now. because because like it is your friend which is not going to pay you back. He's going to ask you for money, but he is not going to give you back. So how to deal with that friend? Put it that way. So you have a friend, he's going to ask you for,
Sir, I think
yes,
so. Sir, to add what Ellie said, I was thinking that maybe you could find ways to limit some of the services or some of the things that you offer to these customers because it is costing you. And
very
if
interesting.
it is that you're going to
Yeah,
do
we
it,
like us.
all right, if it's a friend and whatever, and what you say, what the person, what not paying you back or what? I guess you find some excuse. You find some excuse to say either you don't have it right now, or
Okay,
you don't think you'd be able to assist, but you just find some way to go around it then without kind
okay,
of
very
breaking that
interesting.
relationship.
Very interesting, yes, yes. But then eventually customer is going to find out how to deal with the situation if the customer finds out that you had the service but you are not giving to them because you are a busy. How to deal with that? Yeah, yeah. See, it can be, it's a tricky position. Yeah. So why not be honesty is the best policy? Why don't we just stay honest with the customer and excuse them like, you know, it's not going to work out. Please go to our competition.
Oh, whoa.
uh, what about that? Like in a nice way, you say, let me drop you to your Scotia Bank, and you say, let me take you to NCB. We will drop you there, and you can do business with them.
But, but sir, that is where you're going to have word of mouth come in, and most of those customers are going to leave and go to the competitors, so they're going to lose a lot there.
Okay, okay, nice, nice, nice. So you want to keep these people who are not paying much.
Yes, yes, sir. It goes by the saying, quick sale, small profit. So you have
Oh
to work.
yes.
You will
All
just
right.
need to develop a strategy to circumvent whatever issue you have with those persons, like a
Okay.
specific policy that would help you generate whatever funds it is that they're not paying you.
Hmm. Okay, very interesting. If you do these things which you are saying, how you are going to move from one to three, you will only be able to move from one to two, because this is what you are saying. You are not giving up this area. You are keeping these. So then you can only move from one to three, because if you want to move from one to three, growth by increasing value of customer, you have to let go this portion where you are seeing the cursor, this one. You have to let this go, because if you are going to give more value to the customers, then you need some resources for that, to give them that value, but you are not willing to do that. So I'm okay with what you are saying, but then the question would be, then how to go from one to three? And there is no simple answer to all this. These are some complicated questions, and of course, I'm just asking you for fun and those type of things. I won't ask you this in your exam or anything, but think about these things. These are some things which uh, a difficult decision. Let go or not let go. Which customer to let go? It can backfire. Maybe that if you don't let go the customer, they have 40 more years and they are going to be expensive for you for the next 40 years. What to do? How to deal? How do companies deal with these type of customers? How Grace Kennedy deals with these type of customers? Lewis, you want to say something? Your mic is on.
My mic is just on, sir.
Sorry. Okay. So, um, like how Grace Kennedy would deal with these BZs here when they or any company for that matter of just for conversation, any company, how companies deal with customers from where they don't make profits. I understand your sentiments that you don't want to, don't want these customers to go away and then they start saying bad things about you. That is okay. I understand this, but in practicality of the things, think about how Grace Kennedy deal with these people. Like if they give some things on credit to some shop and that shop is not giving them the money back over a period of time, there is going to be some time where Grace Kennedy is going to say, look, sorry, you have to clear the back dues. Only then I can, I can, I can give you. And yes, they can lie now. That shop, small shop, can say, oh, please, give me, and I will sell it, and I will do something. So they'll say, all right, it's the last one time we are giving you. After that, you need to think about that, and maybe they won't give it anyways because they have lost it is it is what you are saying is a dilemma in psychology. It's a dilemma in psychology, and let me explain you why you are saying it on a subconscious level. So the dilemma is that when a gambler goes to gamble, and when he when he lose when he wins when he wins, he does not want to come out of the casino because he has won. He thinks that he's going to win again, so he puts the next bet, and of course he loses. But then he says that I will win next in the next lot, so he gambles again. And after a couple of gambles, he realized that he has lost money, so he now starts thinking of how to recover my money. So he starts gambling more and more. But the way casinos are set up, in totality they are setups that in totality people cannot make more money from how much a casino will make. It is always that a casino will make more money than the people who are gambling in that casino. That is how the machines in totality are formulated. Yeah. But there can be a situation where I go to, well, I don't gamble, so where someone goes to someone goes to the gambling place and he wins. So the right thing to do is, as you win, you walk out of the place and you walk out as a winner, and people stop you. Oh, stop, one more, and you are also thinking you might win again. But no, don't gamble again, because your probability of winning again is so slim that it is not worth it. You are better off if you walk out. But because we have invested something, we want to invest more and more and more. This is a dilemma in psychology. Same ways maybe BZs, that you can't let go of some customers sometimes because you are thinking that maybe they will they will become better, or if I do this with them they will badmouth me, or negative publicity, or those type of things you are thinking. Same thing also happens in relationships. For example, yeah, you realize that you are in bad relationship, but you kind of break up, but then you go back because you say, all right, maybe the person changed, and but we know that no one really changed. No, change is a, yes, people change. I should not say no one changed, but you know the story how it goes. It's difficult to change. Same thing with this. So maybe I'm just putting thoughts in your head. Maybe it's, you just let them go. Maybe I'm not saying you should. It's an open question. Uh, you said something and I said something. Yeah. So now it is when you go out in quality service or whatever you are doing, There will always be some clients who are not worth it. So you decide what to do, if you should let them go, or and that is your now personality, what type of personality you have as a manager, and those type of things. So yeah, think about this picture. Read the discussion. I have tried to explain you, but if anything was not clear, read it. It's simple to understand. Don't get worried. This is a nice example. Canada Post customer, post office, Canadian Post, Canada Post. Just like we have Jamaica Post, we have Canada Post. So the postal service, nice example. I don't want to go through it. You please read it and understand it, what is happening. They are explaining their situation, how they provide customer service, and how they learn from different things and so on. So, and of course, always read the summary and glossary. BZ is below zero. Look at the definition. The below zero customer will, no matter what strategy or effort is applied towards him, always cost the company and its best customer uh, more than he contributes. Yeah, it's no matter what you do, it's not going to be beneficial. Look at all the questions under food for thoughts in your own time. I want to just highlight this one. Search the web for a company that has successfully fired customers in the past. Just like we were looking at that picture a while ago. Maybe there is some company who has successfully fired, like you have the reason why you were not agreeing to fire were some reasons, like you were saying they will do bad publicity and this and that, this will happen. So it was like that type of situation. So that is why it is important to look at this question, that there must be some companies which successfully fired the customers, which do the search, try to find out. You find some examples, please email to me also. I will make the posting on that and so on, and all of us will learn something like what can be some of the strategies to successfully fire BZ or the customers which are not profitable, in simple words. If you were facing a detractor, someone who said that it's wrong to treat different customers differently, how would you defend firing customers in this reported or even a hypothetical instance? Like if someone fired the customers, uh, uh, what you are going to do with, uh, how you would defend their firing. Yeah, in which situation it would be fine to fire. But most importantly, search the web, try to find out some example firing. Read the chapter line by line. You will get some pointers. Look at the references, and from there, uh, see what what you can think about. With that, I think that is good. Thank you.